When I was standing for marriage restoration, I had to get to a point where I had to come to the end of myself, like the prodigal son. But from my point of view, I had to come to the end of myself from reaching out my hand to my husband because he kept biting it. Every time I would reach out to help, I would get bitten. Every time I would reach out to encourage, I would get bitten. Every time I would reach out trying to get him to see the vision that God had given me, I would get bitten. The Lord allowed me to get bitten because I had to come to the end of myself and get sick of reaching out that hand only to return with my hand being bitten. Then my husband had to come to the end of himself and realize now she stopped reaching out. Now, that I need her, or now that I need the encouragement, now that I'm seeing the vision that he showed her and I'm getting the download that he gave her. And I'm realizing that, I didn't have this right. And I'm realizing that the grass wasn't greener on the other side. Now, when I would like for her to reach out, because I'm missing her reach out. Now, when I would like for her to reach out, I bit it so many times, he had to come to himself. He had to have his moment where it's like, I could have been having, great meals at my father's house, just like the prodigal son talked about. So maybe you're in a position where with your wife or with your husband, you're the standard and you keep reaching out a hand. You keep reaching out a hand only to get bitten. Let me say this. Thank you, Holy Spirit. There will be times that God instructs you to reach out and it gets bitten, and he'll instruct you to reach out again and it gets bitten. It feels like he's setting you up for the okie doke, but he's actually setting it up to work out in your favor. He's actually setting it up to flip the script, because even though in your obedience you're reaching out, it's getting bitten, you're reaching out, it's getting bitten, and you're doing it in alignment with the Lord, finally when he pulls you back and you're tired of getting bitten, so you're tired of reaching out, it's flipped. It's working out in your favor. It's a Romans 8:28. All things are working together for your good, because now when he releases the scales from their eyes and they're coming to themselves, they realize you no longer are reaching out. You're no longer taking the first step. You're no longer making the first move. You're no longer texting them. You're no longer calling them. You're no longer doing all the things that at one point you were doing nonstop. Now they're coming to themselves. Now they miss you. Now they're missing what they had. Now they're realizing that they made a mistake. Now that they're realizing I didn't make the right decision. This is how it works when we partner with Holy Spirit, right? There will be times he has you do something and it makes absolutely no sense. In your obedience, you're doing it, but you're still getting bitten. In your obedience, you're doing it, but you're still being afflicted. You're still being persecuted. You're still being lied on. You're still being betrayed. You're still being disrespected. In your obedience, God knows all of this, but he's still going to turn that. He's going to change that. He's going to flip that and allow that to work together for your good. So continue to obey Holy Spirit. Continue to do all the things he's calling for you to do, even if it feels like you're being set up, because I guarantee when the tables have turned, when it's all said and done, what you did in your obedience will work out in your favor.